Well, isn't that something? Zeno's just turned into a little puppy when Stan grabbed his face. I guess they're pretty happy to see each other. Hello, welcome to another review. Yes, this week I'm Stan. It's not amazing, but I think I did him justice. Yeah, okay, it's a school uniform, but I spent all the time on his hair. Anyway, it was a bit odd that Xeno had to ask if Stan can do it when he's never had doubt before, saying he can. Maybe that's why Stan grabbed him, like, hello, this is me we're talking about, right? The fans seem to love this just as much as the last time they had a moment. Well, Zeno had a moment with Stan's statue. The first thing Senku says to Stan is he loves when they catch on quickly. Something about him here, I think he's pretty nervous to see Stan revived. He's too bubbly. But anyway, we've seen him appreciate the same kind of thing in Tsukasa. He'll just get annoyed if you don't get straight to the point. Chelsea is also blunt and to the point in her own way. She's more about blurting out things that are obvious but not kosher to say out loud. Whether it's about someone's crush, their weight, their desires, she doesn't mind being nosy like this. And Senku could appreciate this attitude also until she catches him trying to hide his emotions too, which again is also pointed out about him here. And Ryusui is crying. To me, this is more painful than seeing him get shot in the chest. I really feel for him here to have to give up his chance to go to the moon, and by his own choice. They still turn it around as he's greedy for the sake of humanity. He desires to have the best moon crew that the Stone World has to offer. The difference between him being greedy and being selfish is he would be selfish if he chose to ignore the fact that Stan is the better candidate. And this internal struggle has been stretched out over the last 2 chapters, so even if it came out of left field, at least it's not rushed. Even here, right after Chelsea calls him out, he seems like he's still convincing himself that it's what he wants. Ryusui is not new to making tough choices as a commander, whether he's upsetting himself or upsetting others. On the way to America, he fought with Senku about taking a safer but longer route. At Treasure Island, he scolded Suika for being a stowaway, and he also yelled at Francois for trying to be comforting back then, too. These are all with the safety of his crew in mind. When his commander instincts take over, he doesn't care about anything else. And he wouldn't have wanted to add any more risk to Senku and Kohaku's lives just so he could go to the moon. Especially after researching so much about astronauts, I see all this as a reminder that the people who master their skills are the ones who get to have such a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. Or if you have money, like Ryusui did growing up. But even he knows this is not something that's to be bought. There's still hope for him. This panel pretty much screams what many fans have speculated, that there will be a second team. So it's likely he'll still go, but under what circumstances? For some reason, Xeno thought Ryusui would want a cover-up excuse for giving up his seat, and this excuse he brings up would make him out to be a villain again. But they say he's one of their leaders now. You might even say he is in fact the one in charge, since he's the best qualified to manage this whole moon mission. Senku's role in the story has been reduced quite a bit now that civilization is rolling on its own these days. He's just been Zeno's top brain for the rocket lately, and I think they'll continue to share leadership roles whenever science is involved. And the spirit of the kingdom of science that we like to see is that anyone can be a leader at any time, depending on what skill the situation calls for. But they're finally addressing the idea of Zeno betraying them. They've worked together for years now. He's expressed that he wishes they could walk the same path. And even his scar seems to have symbolically changed, like he's become a less evil Zeno. But he was set in his goal to become a dictator, even since modern times. And now it looks like he has not changed his mind. To be honest, we didn't think he would, did we? But is he really going to be looking for an opportunity to become a ruler before this story's over? And then the angles used in these panels are really interesting. We see a lot more of the setting, and it brings you into their space, and it tells a lot about the mood. With some well-placed pauses, I can't remember the last time a conversation flowed this nicely. So for next chapter, don't really know what to expect. This seems like they're about to transition into something new, It may be time for crafting again. Still needs spacesuits. Maybe Stan has some ideas for strategy for the mission as a military man. But then it's also possible he'll just be put to the side until it's time to board the rocket. It would be nice to see how he interacts with more of the characters and just see how he is when he's not in the middle of a mission. It might be time for another message from Y-Man, or he might even make a move. It just seems like we are too close to the final battle for things to be going this peacefully right now. So a question I'd like to ask you, what do you think Stan's presence will be like from here on? And do you think there really is a risk for Stan and Xeno to betray them? Do you think there's room in the story for that at this point? Well, that's all we have for this week, except on our Twitter. There's some trivia over there about Stan, so check that out. But for now, thanks for watching. See you next time. Bye-bye.